Hello again, I'm Danielle Ship. Today I'm going to present my research design for studying asking a question that I think is timely and relevant as the United States races to become an AI first defense institution. What human capabilities are critical to national security that AI cannot or should not replace? And are we doing enough to find, develop, and then keep those kind of people? Um, at the start of 2026, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth issued a memorandum directing the Pentagon to become an AI first warfighting institution. When you're deploying technology at this speed, the question becomes what is irreplaceably human in this world and in this work, and are we protecting it? That's exactly what this study would be designed to investigate. The literature review, the first theme is that the human skills aren't just relevant, they're becoming more critical. But the part that became more concerning to me was what I found after going through most of this literature. In recent research, it shows that the more people rely on AI, the more their critical thinking and problem solving abilities actually start to decline. So, researchers call this cognitive offloading. Basically, when we let AI think for us, we stop practicing the thinking for ourselves. And the most alarming finding was that future workers between the ages of 17 and 25 years old showed the highest AI dependency and then the lowest critical thinking scores. So, this would be our next generation of defense and intelligence professionals, and then therefore becoming leaders. Are we creating a bigger workforce development problem that's going to snowball as we ignore it because we're focused so solely on who's working right now and how are we doing this right now? So, how should these national security agencies be thinking about their recruiting process and system for the next wave of employee and leadership, as well as the policy outpacing itself on top of that? In the data selection, to answer this research question that I'm proposing three data sources. First would be a cross sectional survey of defense and intelligence professionals. Ideally, these would be people who are working at MacDill Air Force Base because of the organizations such as CENTCOM, SOCOM, and the Defense Intelligence Agency. This captures a real time snapshot of what's happening right now as AI accelerates within military operational agencies. Second would be an in depth expert interview with behavioral and developmental psychologists. I want to go beyond what skills matter and understand what creates those skills in the first place. The nurture versus nature conversation, because this needs to be considered in recruitment. Third, a review of existing policy documents, including the DoD's 2026 AI strategy, some reports, and then possibly the 2026 National Defense Authorization Act. Together, I think that these three sources give me both patterns and the deep individual level insight that this question would require. For my expert interview, I would interview Dr. Gene DeSetti. I would sit down with him. He is at the University of Chicago. He is one of the leading researchers in the world on neuroscience of moral reasoning, empathy, and social decision making. I don't just want to know which human skills matter because I think we're getting the big picture of what matters at this point. But I want to know what creates those capabilities in the first place and whether they can be assessed in recruiting or in the process, or whether this is something that we should be looking for on a more heightened level as AI reliance is becoming bigger and bigger and potentially eroding away our capabilities. This interview would run between 45 minutes to an hour over Zoom, although I would jump at any opportunity to go to Chicago. The questions would be designed from the science of human development into practical recommendations for recruiting when you're trying to find individuals who might have that heightened human abilities for such critical roles in our national defense. Lastly, the survey would be designed to complement that expert interview. It would be between the current defense, intelligence, and national security professionals. It would be an anonymous, secure online platform, should take about 10 minutes long. And then I would have 5 sections with a total of about 9 questions. The sections would be anywhere from qualifying them to confirm their employment in the field. That would be a closed yes or no question. Section B would be human competency in AI, and that would be per the respondent. It would be asking them to rate the importance of specific human competencies from their perspective. Section C would ask whether current recruitment is actually finding these types of people and these qualities. D would be the training and development, to ask what that training and development looks like currently and is it adequate enough. And then finally, section C would be a open-ended question about a reflection from those who are responding about biggest gaps between competencies needed and what the agencies actually need. I hope that this topic wasn't too overwhelming, as it was very deep and a very giant rabbit hole that I went down, with lots of opinions surrounding it. But ultimately, I found out at the end of the day is that when it comes to AI within our national defense and intelligence, the toothpaste is out of the tube, and it has been for quite some time. So I think it's important now more than ever that we really embrace the dark beauty of what it is to be human, and that we work on those skills more and more, now more than ever, and empower those qualities, not just within ourselves, but for those who are coming up behind us, for the next generation of national defense.